Hello everyone and welcome to Metro Matters. I'm Mary Sitt. In February, Metrolift saw some major changes. The biggest change was a fare increase of 10 cents. The base fare went up to $1.25, the first fare hike in 25 years. Here to tell us more is Michael Andrade, Director of Paratransit Service, or Metrolift. Thanks for being with us, Michael.
Thank you for having me, Mary.
Tell me, why did Metro decide to raise its fare after 25 years?
The fares, we looked at this as a broader initiative with our Metrolift Moving Forward program. The Metro Board wanted us back in 2013 to take a look at Metrolift as a whole. Because we wanted to improve the quality of the service and the sustainability of the service, fares was one of the 9 different areas that we were looking at. Some of the areas, other areas that we were looking at was on-time performance, our no-show and late cancellation policy. We haven't raised fares since 1991. So it was important for us to take a look at that and look to see how we can improve in that area.
Michael, I can't think of another product whose, where the rate didn't go up or fee in 25 years. That's pretty incredible.
Exactly. The cost of providing the service has increased over the years.
And does Metro subsidize each fare anyway?
That's correct. Metrolift is one of the highest subsidized, or the highest subsidized service that Metro operates. So, yes, we had to look at that.
So how much does it actually cost to transport a
We
person?
look between $26 and $27 per trip to actually operate the service.
There's still an annual pass, right? But the fares went up on that?
Correct. So what I can do is kind of give you a base rundown on how the fares changed. How the fares work is our base fare is $1.25, and again, that's the area that's a 3/4 mile buffer around our fixed route and rail. We also have another fare, which is a $2.50 fare for our expanded service area. That service area encompasses areas that are not required by the ADA, basically. Areas like Bear Creek, Clear Lake, Atascocita, Humble, those areas. So we didn't want to eliminate those areas for our customers, but basically we had to recoup some of the money because that is an area that's outside the service area. The other thing that we looked at is our passes. It was mentioned that we may do away with passes because other transportation agencies don't have annual passes or monthly passes for their paratransit service. But the board decided and staff agreed that we would keep the passes for our customers because it was convenient for our customers, and we did know that it may be somewhat of a hardship for the customers. So our passes for our base fare area is $47.25. So basically customers can utilize those passes in our base service area. That's a monthly pass.
Okay, monthly pass of
$47.25. Then we have our yearly pass.
And that's unlimited trips with that pass?
Unlimited trips within our base service area.
That's very nice, okay. And then what's the other one?
Right, then we have our annual pass that's $418.50, where customers can buy an annual pass and utilize the service in our base service area. Now the only caveat to that is customers can only use those passes in our base service area. In our expanded service area, customers would have to use 2 tickets, or basically $2.50.
And you can buy a booklet of tickets?
We still offer a discounted rate of sorts. We added an extra ticket, so 11 tickets for $12.50. So a customer still see a 10% discount.
Now, Michael, there's an interactive map and a new app that tells customers if you're in that service area or out and how much it would cost if you're going to a certain area. Can you tell me about that?
So basically what we've done is we worked with our IT department to come up with an interactive map that's already part of the Metrolift service map that we have on our website. So basically customers would go to ridemetro.org, click on the How to Ride tab, go to Metro's interactive map, and under Other Services, there's a drop-down that says Metrolift Fare Calculator. And with that, customers can actually go in and put in a pickup address, a drop-off address, and hit Calculate, and it'll actually show on the map what the fare is for that trip.
That's great. It allows all the patrons to plan ahead and figure out how much they need to go where they want to go.
Absolutely, and the other thing that it does is we have a lot of questions about well, is this address even in the service area? So this map will allow customers to see, well, if I go to this address, do we really go there? So it helps the customer not only see what the fares are, but if we actually go to that service or to that address.
Michael, we need to wrap up now, but one great feature Metro started was the Freedom Q card.
Correct.
which gives everybody a free ride if you're already a patron of MetroLift. Is that right?
Correct. The Freedom Q card, basically customers will come into our 1900 Main address and actually ask to get their cards upgraded to a Freedom Q card. This allows customers to ride our regular fixed route rail and park and ride for free, unlimited amount of time.
And the caregiver can also go ride.
Absolutely, an attendant can ride for free, and as you know, all of our MetroLift options are 100% wheelchair accessible.
Michael, if someone is not used to riding the fixed routes, how do you learn about it?
We have a travel training program that's free to our customers. It's there to educate and actually promote bus riding and rail riding. So simply call our number that we have. Our number is 713-652-8928, or simply email us at metrotraveltraining@ridemetro.org. And we'll have a travel training group actually go out with our customers, kind of map out a strategy how customers can actually ride the bus and actually ride with them and show them all the different features of the bus, how the bus is accessible, all of those different things. It basically promotes, again, more options for our customers to ride.
Michael, thank you so much for being with us and telling us about the changes at MetroLift.
Thank you.
Coming up next, why you need to get a Metro Q fare card and use it every time you hop on the bus or train. Details when we come back.
The Metropolitan Transit Authority of Harris County, Metro, is the Houston region's largest public transit provider. Metro serves a 1,300 square mile area with local, express, and park and ride buses, light rail, paratransit services, van pools, and about 100 miles of HOV and hot lanes. Metro has achieved great success, recently tripling the size of its light rail system with almost 23 miles of light rail. A 2012 voter referendum allows Metro to keep more of its sales tax revenue for transit. Metro recently redesigned and launched a new local bus system. It's a true game changer for local transit with a more frequent network, expanded weekend service, and an easier to understand system. Metro's system-wide ridership increased each year over the past 3 years, with total annual trips topping 110 million. From a trip app and next bus texting to the Bikes on Buses program, Metro's 3,700 employees work hard every day to put the customer first. At Metro, they are doing their part to provide a wide range of travel choices in the nation's 4th largest city.
The Metro Q fare card is a wonderful and convenient way to pay your fare. You load it up with money just like a debit card, then every time you hop on board, simply tap it. Here to tell us why everyone needs a Q card is Tanya McWashington, Senior Director of Public Affairs. Tanya, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me, Mary.
Now, we're doing a big effort to get people to use Q cards, and you have something called Street Teams. Who are they and what are they doing?
We do. We are so happy that we have about a team of 20 folks that are on board with us specifically to engage our customers on the buses, at transit centers, at bus stops, and share great information about what we're doing here at Metro.
And what are they telling customers?
With the Q Card initiative, not only are we telling them the benefits, which are 1, no registration required, 2, for every 50 trips, they get 5 free. That's a 10% discount if you use the Metro Fare Q Card. And the most important one now, when you use the Q Card, you can travel for 3 hours in any direction and not have to pay again. And that's something new. And we are really, really highlighting that with our customers. So essentially for that one tap or that $1.25 for 3 hours, they can travel in any direction in our system.
On, off, in any direction.
On, off, in any direction.
So they don't have to worry about getting a paper transfer or transferring in only one direction. All that's gone now.
All that's gone. And for our customers who do a lot of small trips in different directions, that's a huge, huge benefit to them. And so we're really trying to make them aware of that and encourage the use of the Metro Fare Q Card.
Are the Street Team people just actually handing out blank cards to people?
These brochures that they're handing out actually have a Q Card on it.
Oh, great.
We are trying to make this as easy for our customers as possible.
Once they get that brochure and the Q Card, they can just rip the card off.
They can pull
but they
the
have to
card
put
off.
money on it.
You do have to put money on it. It is a stored value card. Okay. And so you can right there go to the back of our bus, There are machines on the bus that we call back of the bus reloaders, and they can load money on the cue cards right then and there.
They can also get it at the grocery stores, many retailers, right?
There are
And load money.
numerous retailer locations. Most of our grocery store chains have Metro Fair Media at their customer service desks. And we have a whole list of over 200 retailer locations that are available on our website.
And they had to put at least $5 to get started with a new card.
That is correct.
And can they use credit cards to add money to it?
They
Like,
can
let's start
use-
with $10 or whatever.
Now,
they
on
want.
the bus, it is cash only. But at our retailer locations and at our ride store, they can use credit cards. And we also have an option, if they do choose to register their Q card, that they can add money online.
Okay. And if they register, that means if they lose the card, they can get credit for the money, the balance on there.
There is
right?
a huge benefit to registering your card because, as you said, if in fact they lose it, they can have it replaced and the money transferred to the new card. But the registration is not a requirement anymore.
Now, we're also promoting this on social media, right? And we have a clip that talks about this. So let's take a look at it now.
Guess who's back?
Metro Street Team with some enhancements.
Let us upgrade you.
The Street Team will be out in the transit centers and on the buses before, during, and after the deployment of the new enhancements, which are coming January 24th.
They are an asset. They are an extension of public affairs
El 41
and help tell the story and help us get the word out. They're actually getting on the bus, connecting with our riders as well as our drivers, explaining to them and talking to them about New Bus Network.
We like to get the information in their hand and face to face.
So Tanya, the street teams are back and they're going to be here for how long?
They will be here until the end of March, as it is right now.
Tanya, what's the goal? How many cue cards do you want to distribute?
We are trying to distribute 25,000
Wow.
cue cards. I have a stack of boxes in
your
my
office?
What I'll share with you is that we really want to concentrate on first grabbing the attention of our customers who we know historically use cash. So we've identified the top 10 cash paying routes, and we're focusing our efforts on those routes initially.
And then also if you have a cue card and you happen to be a senior or a student, you get discounts. Can you tell me about that?
If you are a student, you utilize our system for half off. If you are a senior from the age of 65 to 69, you use it for half off. And if you are a senior that is 70 years or older, you utilize our system for free.
But you need a cue card to do all that.
Yes, and that's a little bit different because with the discount programs, it does require registration, and that is handled at one of our ride stores.
That's great. So are there any challenges out there you're finding from your street team when they're out there handing this out to people?
Well, what I thought was interesting, we debriefed this morning, our customers have heard about the Q card effort that's going on in the 82, and so they're asking them, do you have any Q cards? So
Oh, that's
the
great.
word is getting out. So,
they're asking, yeah,
correct.
they're asking
so
us for
we're
it.
making our rounds with a lot of onboard bus engagement, but the great thing is we're going to have a schedule of transit center events coming up in February and in March, and we will be at those transit center locations where we will have cue cards that we can give to our customers.
Very good. Tanya, thank you so much. We'll be looking for those friendly faces out in the streets.
All right, thank you for having me, Mary.
That's all for this edition of Metro Matters. Be sure to join the conversation on our blog at ridemetro.org. Friend us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. I'm Mary Sitt. Thanks for watching.